Welcome to Chaos Tube. Today we have a special guest, Danko Jones. Welcome to Finland.
Thank you for welcoming me. It's nice to be here.
Do you remember how many times you've been here?
No, everyone keeps asking me. It's like over a dozen times for sure, but I lost count.
So, how does it feel to be in Finland? Is it like your second home already?
It feels great to be in Finland. I mean, we feel pretty comfortable here. We've played a bunch of times and people know us here, so it's good.
How does it... I'm not sure if... How do you see your audience? Is it like more females or more males or 50-50? Because let me to keep asking this. Because like I think it's kind of funny because on the streets the only people I see wearing your hoodies or t-shirts, they're all female.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's a good thing.
So
no complaints. I mean, it's great. I mean, rock shows, like rock bands and stuff, they usually attract a larger male audience, but it's nice when we play a show and there's just as many, if not more, girls in the crowd. That's always cool.
Yeah, just the other day I saw this female was checking your vinyl in a record store. I was like, whoa.
That's great.
Yeah, and vinyl.
That's great.
So how come you guys release your CDs on vinyl? Is that important to you?
Every album we've done has been put out on vinyl. It's kind of important to us, yeah. Like, I collect vinyl, so not as much as I used to, for spatial reasons. But I like it. I mean, I think it's gotten... Sorry, that's my phone. It's gotten more revival in recent months or years, so more people are tuning into the fact that vinyl's a cool way to listen to music. The great thing about the difference between vinyl or CDs as opposed to just downloading something off the internet is what it really does is capture something that's invisible and makes it tangible. So you can actually, you can hold the music. That music is invisible. So you can actually hold it in your hands and, it gives a face to it. There's a cover to it and everything. So it's actually a pretty cool way of capturing something that's invisible. That's how I've always seen it. And the bigger it is, the brighter it is, the better it seems. So vinyl's a very big format. So it's nice to know. Sometimes it's gatefold. Big pictures, always make people more interested, I think.
So you look better in the bigger the picture, the better you look.
That would seem to be that's what we aim for. Whether we achieve it or not is another thing entirely.
Okay, so let's get back to this day.
Yeah.
You're just about to release your new album, Below the Belt.
Yeah.
So how did the recording go?
Well, we wrote it last summer for like all of the summer. We did it pretty loosely, and actually quite quickly in sense of when we finish a song, we wouldn't labor over it or think about it too much. We just forget about it and write another one. So we wrote a lot. And we chose 16 songs to go into the studio with. And out of those 16, 11 made the album. And we have 5 other ones that will probably see the light of day in the form of like a B-side or something. So there was a lot of material we did. We recorded it in September and October of last year over the course of 4 weeks, which is actually, sounds like a long time, but it's actually really, really quickly to do a record.
Is that how you usually work, or...?
Well, we took our time with the last album so much so that we really wanted just to capture the frenetic energy that we used to do when we were starting out as a band. So that's why we pushed for this kind of really, really tight schedule on purpose.
I think it sounds like you can listen to some of the songs on your website, or at least one, the single, isn't it?
Full of Regret.
Yes.
Yeah, the new single.
Yeah. It sounds like it's in your face.
Yeah, I mean, the trick was to not think about it too much and just keep the energy that was captured in the initial nub of the idea, right? And not lose sight of that idea. And the way we do that is just to forget about it and move on to something else. And just as long as we've captured that, that's the important thing. And then sometimes we'd revisit an idea and it just didn't seem as cool as it was in the beginning, so we'd forget about it and move on, So we wrote a lot for this record.
So you're not suffering from the Guns N' Roses syndrome?
What's that?
Well, like taking, was it 11 years to record an album or?
Yeah, but I don't think it was necessarily due to writer's block. I mean, I think it was just they could afford to do that. You know, Axl could afford. After you sell 100 million albums, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. And we don't have that luxury. I mean, we've never sold even 1 million albums. So we gotta put out records, you know, and I like working like that. I don't like thinking about shit too much because I get bored. I got a short attention span when it comes to like laboring over minute details. So it's really just nice to just go, yeah, this is it. This is the song. Let's not fuck with it. It sounds great the way it is. Let's move on to the next song. So that's how we did it.
Okay, so it sounds like there's not a little perfectionist living inside of you.
No, it's like basically the process of writing a song for this album was me and JC would meet in the rehearsal space. I usually come in with a riff, and I just play him the riff, and you know, he's a really good arranger, so we'd bounce back and forth. Like he'd do this, and then I'd do that, and we'd kind of like a tennis match, and then we'd come up with kind of like a shell of a song, and then the shell would become the framework for the song, and this framework would become the song. Then we'd bring it to the drummer, Dan, and we'd just jam on it as a band. And then when Matt DiMatteo, the producer, stepped in, we showed him the ideas. And, you know, a lot of the songs, Matt was like, yeah, that's okay, let's record this. But some of the songs, he had some ideas and suggestions, which we took or didn't take. But it was just cool to hear his ideas. And some of them really made the songs blossom, you know, which is great. Matt's great that way. So.
Didn't you kind of record an album without him, without Matt?
The last record was recorded with Nick Raskolinix, and Nick's he did Rush and Foo Fighters. He's done 2 Foo Fighter records, Trivium, Shadows Fall, Mono Generator. He's worked with Velvet Revolver. He's worked with Goatsnake, Death Angel. Yeah, he's done a ton of stuff. It's like amazing records that I own. So working with Nick was really great too. He was like one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet, and he really kind of joined the band. You know, he's really good at doing that, and his ideas were numerous and really cool. And we learned a lot about stuff from working with Nick, and I learned a lot about melody, and he really brought singing side of my voice out. He had to drag it out of me, but he got it out. He got me singing, which I think we brought onto this new album.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That it sounds new, like that. This one sounds like new Danko Jones.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, we took the melody and the singing from the last album, and we married it with like the screaming and the growling from the previous albums, and I think that's really representative of this band.
Yes, sounds like you're coming to your own now.
Right. Yeah, it only took 14 years.
About time. Well,
right.
That's a teenager, isn't it? Like 14 years.
14. Yeah, exactly.
Now you can throw TVs out of the window and stuff.
No,
you start now.
No, I don't want to pay for it. People don't understand about the whole throwing TVs out the window and trashing your hotel room. You got to pay for that at the end of the day. The band pays for it.
Actually, we do, because not sure about the kids today, but a while back there was this comedy show in Finland, and the theme in one jokes was that you guys pay, artist always pays for everything.
Yep. So. They always do. I mean, and that's something that, you know, some bands don't care about, but we do, because we got to pay the rent back home, so we're not into that kind of stuff. As boring as it is, that's the reality of the situation.